Welcome to Thrasher's instructional video, How to Skateboard. We made this video because we feel there's a need to showcase the modern fundamentals of skateboarding. Hopefully, you can use these segments as building blocks to make you a better skateboarder. Check it out.
Now that you're involved in skateboarding, the first thing you're going to want to know is to go out and get a board. What kind of board you want to get, how to put your tape on, your wheels, bearings, trucks, bolts. And so right now I'm going to show you how to put some grip tape on a board, how to grip a board. You're going to want to put it on from one end to the next and without getting bubbles in it. You're going to want to You got to measure up your lines too so you don't come too far off on the side. Put it on one end, pat it down slowly, moving towards the other end, making sure most air bubbles are out of it. All the way down to the end. Next, you're going to want to file the grip tape to feel the edge. Making sure that you get a nice line that you'll be able to cut from. Next, you're going to need yourself an X-Acto knife so you can get a good clean cut of this grip tape. Start at one end, keeping the blade angled so you don't cut into the wood. You come down along the line, try to keep it smooth. Put it around here. Close your knife so you don't hurt yourself. And now you're ready for bolts. Okay, you're going to need some kind of sharp object. You can even use bolts that sometimes you poke from this part of the board down, poke your holes and see where you got to go with them. So once your holes are all open, it'll make it easier to put your bolts in. Place your bolts in the holes. Well, now that your bolts are in place, you're going to have to put on your trucks. You're going to make sure that your pivot is always towards the inside of the board, because if you go like this and you have your pivots out, you're going to be riding pretty squirrely. So let's put this on right here. Just place it in over the bolt. Tighten up your nuts a little bit just to get them ready. It's usually easier to have your board on the side if you're going to be tightening up your bolts. Use wrenches such as these. Make sure not to countersink your bolts too far. Sometimes it leads to a broken board. So making sure that you try to get your bolt flush, but not too deep. This is the bearing. Goes into the wheel. Usually have a tool such as this. Fits right over the bearing. Apply pressure down until it's inside the wheel. Take your wheel, set it on your truck, making sure that it spins because sometimes bearings go in crooked. This one looks fine. Put your bolt back on. Get the right side there. Tighten it up. Making sure not to tighten too hard because then with too much pressure your wheel doesn't spin. But if you leave a little bit of space in between, you should be alright, allowing the wheel to spin. Okay, wheels are on, trucks are on, board's there, gripped, everything's ready to go. But one thing before you take off out into the street, check your trucks. Get a good adjustment on how you like them, loose or tight. You can always tighten them down or loosen them up. But once you're done with that, you're ready to go out and skate. Go for it. Have a good time.
First we're going to talk about the stance on the skateboard, which is the way you stand basically. There's regular foot, which is this stance, or goofy foot, which is that stance, which is it's your left foot forward is regular and right foot forward is goofy. And whatever comes natural is fine. Nowadays everybody's skating both ways. It's like ambidextrous skating, switch stance it's called, or whatever you want to call it. But that's the first thing. And then you just kind of find your center of gravity over the board, what feels natural, what feels most comfortable. Like some people have wide stances, some people have small stances, and it really just depends. So that's the first start. Okay, pushing. Regular footers usually push with their back foot, which is their right foot. Goofy footers usually push with the back foot, which is the same, which is their left foot. There's a push called Mongo foot or back pedaler, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's when you push with your front foot, your forward foot or your leading foot, and that's it's a weird thing. I guess you could have more control over your board with the tail sometimes, but it's a very awkward stance, and people say it doesn't look good or whatever. But if it feels right, then that's the way you do it. But usually just try to push with your back foot forward. I think it'll be better. Like this.
If you skateboard, you're gonna fall. What we're gonna show you here is a way to absorb all the impact through the whole part of your body. By maintaining a loose and flexible frame, you can absorb the impact of any type. Your wrist, your elbow, and your shoulder are the groundwork for the rollover, what we're gonna call the tuck and roll. It's basically an old jiu-jitsu move, but we're taking it to the street. I'll show you. Nice and easy, all the impact, standing up, just like Kung Fu.
Okay, and what I'm going to show you now, today, it's really windy, is going down the hill and how to stop. There's a couple ways. There's one way where you drag your foot, it's like called brake footing, and there's another way where you do slides, either front side or back side, and that's kind of a natural progression after you learn just kind of cruise hills. So let's try it out. Ready? That's brake footing. That's how you stop with your foot. And this time, when I go down the hill, I'm going to do some slides. This is what you'll learn a little while after you keep cruising hills. It's kind of, like I said, a natural progression. Front side, and there's back side. Back side are more difficult. As you'll see when I try one, I'll probably fall on my head. So give it a shot, man. This is front side. This is back side. And that's the way to slow yourself down, so when oncoming traffic comes, you don't just get smashed.
For all you kids out there, the most important is the ollie. To do the ollie, you want to place your back foot on the end of the board and find a nice comfortable position for your front foot. And when you hit your tail, slide your front foot forward and stay centered over your board. And that's an ollie.
First, learn how to ollie up a curb. That's the most basic thing of skateboarding you need to learn, is to do an ollie up a curb. And ollieing high things, it's probably best to scoot your front foot back a little bit more, so like you're standing, so your feet will be kind of like a little bit together more, just so that it'll be more easier to catch with your grip tape, and then evening it out, and then you get over the obstacle and then land. After a while, after practicing doing that, if you want to go big and start going far and doing big gaps and whatnot, then you probably have to place your front foot up a little bit more, so that you could even it out better at a higher speed. And that's about it for ollies. And then after that, you just, you do 180s, front side or back side, fakie ollies. But in order to learn all that stuff, you have to learn the ollie first. Just the first basic trick.
Another way to ollie is the nollie. Placing front foot forward, back foot in the middle of the board, keeping your feet at such position. You're going to approach your obstacle, pushing front foot forward, applying pressure to the nose. Once pressure is applied to the nose, lift back foot, then front foot right after, in order to get a flat position in the air. Then keep your feet on, and you're gonna ride away, just like that.
You'd probably want to set up for your ollie and probably move your toes a little bit on the outside of the board. Like instead of ollieing right like that, you probably want to move your toe a little bit like that. So when you ollie, kick your foot out to the side, thus producing a flip. After the board's flipped all the way around, land it, right away, smile.
Another flip trick variation is called a heel flip. Basically all you're going to do is place your feet, ollie position, toe hanging off the board a little bit. You're going to hit your tail, slide it off the nose on the heel edge. You're going to catch your board in the air, land, and roll away.
After you've learned the ollie and the kickflip, another fun trick to learn is the pop shove it. You can do it two ways. You can do it front side or back side. I suggest trying both because they're both really fun. The backside pop shove it is it's a scooping motion with your feet that you do. The front foot's going to guide the board, where the back foot's going to scoop the board sideways to get the pop shove it going. It's kind of like this. And so you can learn it stationary, you can do it rolling. Try it both ways. The front side one's similar, but you're just going to throw your foot, the back foot, the opposite way, and it goes kind of like this. So those are the pop shove it. So learn it and have fun.
Hello boys and girls. Today we're doing rail slides. What you'd like to do is approach your obstacle at moderate speed. Put your front foot a little bit behind the front bolt. Once you reach your obstacle, ollie, turn 90 degrees, land on your obstacle, rail slide as far as you can. Once you reach the end, turn 90 degrees off, roll away, and have fun.
How's it going? Name of the trick is frontside ollie tail slides. You cruise up to a ledge, like say this ledge here. You pop your tail so it goes 90 degrees, and when you hit the curb, put most of all your weight on the back, and then when you're sliding as much as you want, just pop up and ride away all four wheels, and you should be good to go. Later.
Alright, no slide. You approach the curb at a parallel angle, ollie up, place your nose in, slide, make sure you're over top, and then push out, and ride away. That's a no slide.
All right, kids, what we're gonna do here is pump the tranny so you can go faster. Just try to push over to the tranny, then start pumping on the metal. It's kind of like swinging on a swing. Just bend your knees and then straighten up again, and then you just bend them down right where the metal is, right here. The harder you do it, the faster you go up the ramp.
All you kids want to learn how to skate ramp, I've been teaching you how to drop in on a 6-foot mini ramp. All you have to do is put your back truck over the coping. You put all your weight forward so you don't fall back and hurt your back or something. So have your feet like this, right next to the 2 screws. Just lean right, like that.
Hi, my name's Max Shaw, and today I'm going to bring you the vertical drop-in. This is a vert ramp, 10.5 feet tall. Don't be scared. As you can see, moving over to the lip, it's not all that scary. Here's my board, and what we're going to do is we're going to ride the board down the ramp, if you can believe that. Okay, so we're ready. You got the board on top of the ramp. This is the deck. Okay, we're going to scoot the wheels off the deck and over the coping. The bolts or the wheels are not on top of the coping at all. Only the tail is on the coping. Straighten out your board so that when we drop, we're going straight, not crooked into Mark Gonzalez's piece. Okay, so my foot's on, the board's straight. The next part's the tricky part. We're going to put the front foot on the board, right over the front bolt, and press down hard. Don't lean back or else Wilson, ooch. Okay, here we go. Putting the front foot on, and I'm gonna press hard and ride with the ramp. Are you ready? I am.
The best.
Yeah, the best one. You're a pretty good knee slider there.
What we're talking about is the vertical knee slide. So important in vertical skating or any ramp skating. It allows you to learn tricks because in the trick you know you're not going to make it. Boom, to the knees, slide down, no pain.
Most of all, it helps you out of those hairy situations right there.
Ooh, added bonus. Let's get to one. So, what just happened there was that knee slide that Bob and I were talking about. It's real important. See, these are knee pads. I wear a little padding under them. And it doesn't hurt. If you land right at the vert, that momentum comes down, you slide right down, no pain. Also, one added thing, when you're in the air, if you're trying to learn to knee slide, you might want to put your foot down real quick, just to kind of break the fall, so it's like, you know what I mean? That's the vertical knee slide, and take it from me, it's a real helper. Okay, so to get used to knee sliding, you might want to just try running up the ramp and then jumping onto your knees. I know I used to practice it a lot, just because you never know how you're going to fall, even run backwards. But here's what I was talking about with that running up, putting your foot down, and jumping to your knees. Foot down, knee slide. Okay, also you might want to try it backwards, in case you're trying something backwards. Knee slide. It's real basic, but it definitely helps to just try it a few times, get used to knee sliding, going onto the knees, and just get used to it, you know? It's as easy as that.
Well, there you have it. Those are just the basics. There's a lot more for you to learn. Remember, skateboarding takes practice and dedication. Where you take it from there, it's all up to you.